Right, good everyone. Okay, got a snapped off bolt in this Briggs and Stratton engine. What I previously did, I preheated the alloy with a torch, and yeah, be careful if you're doing that. Alloy will melt, it'll just drop out before you know it. It doesn't glow red hot or anything like metal. Anyway, I welded a big knob onto the top of the snapped off bolt and then a bar onto that. Now, like, you let the redness go out of the, you want to cool it too rapid, but then you start cooling. Try to, normally I do this with, like WD-40 or something, but I don't have any. But yeah, I'll cool the bolt down. It should now come out. See, the alloy is still quite hot. That bar's still too hot. Too hot to touch. Now the rapid cooling shocks it, and it shocks it free from the alloy, or free from whatever you're trying to get it out of. See, this is still quite hot, but the actual head is still quite hot, the alloy. This might be a problem. Need some leverage here. Because everything's always a bit harder to do one-handed. Let's see if I can move it this time. Get back and forth a little bit. There we go. It's loose. Now we'll go loose and we'll get a bit tighter. So go a little bit into the tight, come back. Because you don't, like if it's really tight, you just keep screwing and you can actually pull the thread out. Especially with alloy. I said I should be using some WD-40 or something, but I just used the last of it on another job. So, but that also helps, see, especially while it's hot. You spray it while it's hot and it soaks down into it. A lot of it burns off, but it's as well as cooling. So heat expands things. So while this is hot, it's expanded, the alloy's expanded. And so is the metal, because you want to burn the corrosion off. That's part of the heat as well, is burning the corrosion out of it. But yeah, when you cool the inner piece, the bolt, then that sort of shrinks and helps to break it free. I've seen a lot of people do this, weld it up, and then they straight away try to undo it while the metal's hot. And for one, after you've welded it, this is expanded, like this becomes hotter than the area around it and expands into it and locks into it. And also, the metal's soft because it's still hot. And yeah, I've seen people do it and it just breaks straight off again, Yeah, and that's the whole reason why you got to cool this part. Cool this one, keep that still, with that still being quite warm. And there you go. Okay, and quick update on the Briggs now that I've got the head off. This is in very good shape. And I put out in a previous video asking anybody could identify it, and I initially thought it was a whole lot older than what it was. Especially when I started looking up numbers on the Briggs site, because I was looking at the wrong set of numbers. I was looking at the first numbers, not the last numbers. That's what sort of confused me, but yeah, I'd eventually found it, and that was confirmed by comments on the last one, and thank you for that. But it's a 78 model, so it's not as vintage as I thought. I sort of thought that afterwards, after I'd made the previous video, and yeah, looking at ones on the internet, and they yeah, all the early ones had a rope start. They didn't have the zip start thing, so yeah, that's a 70s thing. So, but it had, yeah, just too much metal for a 70s. Like by the 70s, most things were going to plastic, like a lot of plastic, you know, especially, you know, like fuel tanks and air boxes and things like that. So yeah, that's why I was thinking it was older than it was. But anyway, yeah, as I said, this is in good shape. A little bit polished. We'll give that a bit of a hone, and yeah, there's no wear lip. That's lovely. Somebody's, either this hasn't done many hours or somebody's fully rebuilt this. So yeah, we'll be good. Hopefully the coil works. That's the only thing that might let me down. But yeah, being 70s, it'll have a point system behind this flywheel, so that won't be an issue. It's not electronic condition, just, yeah, hopefully the coil's good. But I mean, even if it's not hard to get a new coil. It's just a standard 6-volt coil. It wouldn't be a drama. But I'll continue to pull it apart. That's what I haven't looked at. Valve operation. Yeah. Okay, that's the inlet, I think. Usually the inlet's bigger than the exhaust. Oh yeah, it is the inlet. It's right next to the inlet manifold. Yeah. And yeah, if any of the valves would burn, it'd be the exhaust valve, but yeah, that looks pretty good. But yeah, I'll pull them out anyway and clean them up and lap them in. Head gasket looks reusable. That shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So we're good. I'm rather pleased with it. But yeah, I'm going to completely disassemble the whole thing. Yeah, as in I'm going to put all these casings through the sandblaster, all the tin there, repaint it all. So yeah, it'll be pulled apart, every nut and bolt, car be fully cleaned. And yeah, carby cleaner is good for to a certain extent, but if you've got corrosion in there, the go is vinegar, and heated vinegar. So yeah, that's what I found is you put them in a container and you get them till they're just sort of starting to boil, and yeah, I do that. I put them in an old saucepan, stick them on top of the firebox overnight, and just have it lightly boiling, and you'll find it'll take all the corrosion out. The vinegar will eat away all the corrosion, 10-15 minutes, half hour at the most. Whereas without heating it, you get the same result after a few days. So yeah. Anyway, we might do a video on that, depending on how it is. I mean, if it's just dirty, I'll just clean it and I won't do that. But if it's as corroded on the inside as it is on the outside, which I suspect it will be, then we'll be doing the vinegar clean. Anyway, leave it at that. So, thanks for watching. Bye.